Hello, in this section we'll say about CSS position property. So there are 5 position property values: static, relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. We'll see them one by one. So let's first start with static. Static position property does not change the position of the element. It only follows the normal flow of the HTML. So there is no special effect on the elements. Let's have a div element. Besides that, let's have some h1 element, position property, and let's have paragraph element. See how. So in order to apply position property, we use apply style tag. And inside that, we use div selector. Let's make the width to be 400 pixels and the height to be 500 pixels, and have a background color. Light blue. So let's see what it looks like when we open it in the browser. So here is the element. Now, if we apply position property for paragraph elements, for example, let's give a class name static. Then for that dot static, you can use position of static. So if we click or if we refresh it, there is no difference between the previous result and the new result. So even if we apply the 4 properties, position properties, most of the time use 4 properties. These are top having a value of, for example, 10 pixels, which means from the top it will down for 10 pixels. From the left it will shift 10 pixels. From the right it will shift to 20 pixels, and from bottom shift 10 pixels. Even if we apply these 4 properties, it does not have any effect. That is position property static behavior. So it is a default behavior and does not have any effect on the elements. The alternative, the other position property is relative. If you apply relative, for example, here, and for the timing, let's comment this. Relative position property adjusts, so setting an element position to relative shifts the element relative to its normal position, which means it shifts from where it is to somehow based on the top, left, right, and bottom value. If you do not set the top, left, right, and bottom values, there is no effect on that. So let's see the effect. If we refresh it now, we do not see any change. But if we uncomment it, and if you increase, for example, the top to 100 pixels, and if we refresh it, now the paragraph element is shifted to 100 pixel and left 10 pixel, or we can make it, for example, to see the difference, 40 pixel. And if we refresh it, so it shows something. So this is relative. And if we have another element, for example, if we have another paragraph element here, paragraph, this is next or following paragraph, and if we refresh it, the statement or the paragraph stays where it is. But for example, let's make this one a small shift. So if you make, for example, the top to 30 pixel, and if you refresh it, as we see, the content is overlapped, which means relative positioned elements can affect the following elements or adjacent elements. So it may overlap with the next or the following elements. So in order to protect this, we have to shift the second element also. So we have to give it a class of static. So if we give it, the element becomes adjusted in this way. So relatively positioned elements positioned relative to its normal positions, and it will overlap with other elements if the following elements are not accordingly positioned. The other position property is fixed. Fixed position element always places an element relative to its viewport, the browser's viewport, which means the viewport is the visible area of the browsers. So when you put it at some place, it always stays there, even if we scroll the page. So let's see one example. So let's give a div of class fixed. Inside this, let's have fixed div element. So we give div a fixed class. Then here we give position. So position to fixed. Then we give the top, left, right, and bottom values. So we need right to be at right of 0 pixel, which means at the bottom of the right corner. Then bottom of 0 pixel. So both these values put our element at the bottom and at 0 right corner. So let's add some background color and width of 100 pixel, height of 60 pixel, and background color of some blue. So if we refresh now, we get a box around here at the bottom of right corner. So as you see, we get a box here at the right corner. So even if we scroll the page, it stays where it is. That is a fixed property in position property. Another position property value is absolute. Absolute positioned elements are positioned relative to its nearest ancestors. So the ancestors should be positioned somehow, except a static position value. So let's see how we made that. So first, let's adjust the class name. So here I add the div class test for that, and here I have to make it div test in order to differentiate the previous workers. So if I refresh, the existing code exists or without any change. So let's add some codes. So outside of the div, I add two div values. So here is the outside div. It is class name is relative div and the other is absolute div. So let's give the relative div some behaviors. So in style, I simply copy the class name and here I apply the width to be 1000 pixels, having the height of 500 pixels and background color of tomato, and the position property to be relative. So the parent element should be positioned somehow in order to make absolute positioned elements. So the next move is to have the absolute div element. So here we give the absolute div and here we give the width to be 100 pixel. Here we give 1000 pixel. Here we give 100 pixel and the height to be also 100 pixel. 100 pixel. There we give background color of blue. So let's make typo error, correct it, and we give position to absolute. So we give a position value and we adjust the top, right, and left corners according to our wish. So let's adjust to be at top of, or let's make it at, yes, top to be at 100 pixel and at right side of 0 pixel. So if we refresh now the page, we get another div, and this div is positioned at top and right. So here it is not correctly adjusting because we miss here the spelling, also typo error. So we will make it absolute. So if you make it right, notice right, then we get that 100% of the top and left right side attached. So this is position absolute, which position relative to its parent element, nearest parent element. We can adjust it in different ways. We can make it, for example, at the bottom instead of top. We can make that bottom. Bottom of 0 pixel and right 0 pixel, which means at the right corner. So we get it as the right corner of the parent element. That is position absolute. Another position property value is sticky position property value. This sticky position value is a position value which toggle between a relative and fixed. So for some point it is a relative value, and after some point it's based on the top, bottom, or right and left position, it will become a fixed. So let's see how we apply those in demo. So let's have some div elements and let's give it a class name of sticky, and let's have some paragraph or text elements. I am sticky, that is I am both relative and fixed. And let's give some behavior or styles dot sticky. Then let's have a height of 100 pixels. Then for background color, can give let's light blue simply. Now it is enough. So let's see the behavior first. So if you need the existing elements exist, so here is the element. Now let's apply the position property. Well, first let's apply the height and width for HTML elements, HTML and body. To make it scrollable, we have to increase the height. So height to be 400 pixels long, or not percent long. So we increase the height. So if we refresh it and if we scroll, as you see, the element, the sticky element also scrolls. This one, the blue one, the light blue one, scroll with the elements. If we change the behavior now, if we add the position property to be sticky, and we make at the top of 0, when it reaches the top edge, it becomes sticky, which means it becomes fixed. Now let's refresh it. Now if you scroll it, and as you see, when it reaches the top, it becomes fixed, and but the page is still scrolling. That is all about position properties, which includes sticky, absolute, relative, fixed, and static. Thank you.